Did you know that in nature, some animals don't fully control their own bodies? Instead, they are controlled by parasites that turn them into what scientists call zombie hosts. This might sound like science fiction, but it is completely real biology happening all around us. One of the most famous examples is a fungus called cordyceps. This fungus targets ants in tropical forests. It begins its attack when a spore lands on the ant's body and slowly enters inside. Once inside, it starts growing and spreading through the ant's body, eventually reaching the nervous system. At this point, the ant is no longer fully in control. The fungus begins to manipulate its behavior. The infected ant leaves its colony and climbs up vegetation, often at a very specific height where conditions are perfect for the fungus to spread. Then something even more disturbing happens. The ant bites onto a leaf or twig with incredible force. This is called the death grip. The muscles lock in place and the ant remains stuck there even after it dies. But the story does not end there. After the ant dies, the fungus continues growing inside its body. Eventually, a long stalk grows out of the ant's head and releases spores into the air. These spores then infect more ants, continuing the cycle. This is not just random infection. It is a highly evolved survival strategy, where the fungus effectively uses the ant as a living vehicle. But ants are not the only victims. There are parasitic wasps that target caterpillars. These wasps lay their eggs inside the caterpillar's body. As the larvae grow, they feed on the internal tissues, but they do not kill the host immediately. Instead, they manipulate its behavior. The caterpillar becomes a living shield. It stops normal behavior and instead protects the developing wasp larvae from predators. In some cases, it even fights off threats just to keep the parasites safe. Eventually, when the larvae are fully developed, they emerge from the caterpillar's body. Even snails are affected by mind-controlling parasites. Some parasites infect snails and change the appearance and movement of their eye stalks. These infected eye stalks become bright and pulsating, making the snail more visible to birds. Why? Because the parasite needs to continue its life cycle inside the bird's body, so it deliberately makes the snail more likely to be eaten. Once inside the bird, the parasite can reproduce and continue spreading. This entire phenomenon is called parasite manipulation, where one organism changes the behavior, appearance, or even survival instincts of another organism to complete its own life cycle. What makes this even more shocking is that these parasites are not intelligent in the way animals are. There is no brain controlling them. Yet through millions of years of evolution, they have developed incredibly precise biological mechanisms to control other species. Nature is not always peaceful. Sometimes it is strategic, brutal, and deeply unsettling. And these zombie animals are proof that reality can be far stranger than fiction.